What's going on, everyone? Not only are my students going crazy with the results, as you saw in my last video with Chloe, hitting over $20,000 with her online store, but even my consultants are getting some amazing results right now too. Showing these videos with my consultants is just as important as my students, so that you all know that you're legitimately working with people who have worked with me, learned with me, and are actually doing what you want to pursue. With that being said, I'm going to be interviewing one of my consultants who has been inside my one-on-one mentorship, learned from myself and my team, and is now scaling store after store while being able to teach you all how to do the same thing on a day-to-day basis. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. What's going on, everyone? My name is AC Hampton. I'm the owner and founder of Supreme Ecom, where we help you test, build, and scale profitable e-commerce businesses no matter what your experience level is. And I have a special video for you today interviewing one of my best consultants here at Supreme Ecom, Michael Young. Now, wait. Before we let Michael into here, each week we hand out a free consulting call to one lucky winner to hop on a one-on-one call to get any help that you may be needing and get all of your questions answered. If you want the opportunity to win this free one-on-one call, all you have to do is down below, smash that like button and comment the word Supreme Ecom with your biggest takeaway from this video. Along with that, we're getting closer to the end of the month and spots in my one-on-one mentorship are very limited. I have 3 remaining spots for my one-on-one mentorship, so if you're looking to learn from my team and I, head over to my Instagram at AC_Hampton, DM me the word mentorship, or apply with the link down in the description so I can reach out and help you get started. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Michael in, let you all in on the store he's scaling right now, and get an inside scoop on what we do here at Supreme Ecom. What's going on, everyone? I have one of my star students and one of my best consultants here at Supreme Ecom, Michael Young. Michael, go ahead and give an introduction of yourself and when you were in this one-on-one mentorship.
Well, what's up, y'all? My name is Mike Young. I joined the mentorship back in probably like December, January. That was like really my prime time in the mentorship. I kind of saw, of course, like AC giving all the free knowledge, the free value, and just on YouTube alone. So I just decided to take that next step and really invest in myself. And now we're in a position I couldn't have even imagined to be here. So it's definitely great to be here.
Yeah, I love to see it. Well, my second question I got for you is, what originally got you into dropshipping? So if you're like me at all, you're probably looking up online how to make money online, or maybe you have a different story or perspective. So let everyone know kind of what you got or what got you into dropshipping.
So for me, I've always heard about Shopify, but I kind of never really took that step. I actually started my money making career trading stocks. So I was trading stocks, but I was working a job, busting my butt, like literally working for somebody else like all the time. So I was like, man, I really need to figure out another lucrative asset that I can have that can just get me that cash flow. And that's when I came across Shopify dropshipping. And when I heard about it, it was like immediate. I was like, all right, this is something I need to do. So I just kind of took that step. And then ever since then, like the rest is history from there.
The rest is history. And I have a lot of great things, and you have a lot of great things we're going to cover today. We're going to show some results, show some of the money that you've been able to accomplish, all by investing in people who are doing exactly what you want to do in this world. So I can't wait to go ahead and share that in a little bit. All right, my third question I have for you is, how did it feel having the success that you had after learning in this one-on-one mentorship? And what is your biggest takeaway of being a part of the Supreme Ecom family?
Well, the feelings that I had, honestly, it was almost kind of a feeling of like relief, because it's like when you're first starting out trying to learn something, there's so much content like everywhere, you kind of don't know where to start. So for me, when I finally made that decision to stick with Supreme Ecom and I was able to see the results that I was seeing, I was like, man, like finally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is something I've been waiting for. This is something I've been working for, like working hard for. So, it definitely feels, it was just a sense of relief ultimately. And my biggest takeaway in terms of like just learning from Supreme is just ultimately just not give up. Everyone is doing the same, like everyone is doing what we want to do in terms of like creating an online passive income. So that's just kind of one of my biggest takeaways.
I love that. I love that, man. We're all grinding. Like we always say, hang out with six winners, you'll be the seventh. You hang out with six losers, you'll be the seventh. And all of us are surrounding ourselves to give ourselves a better life and create that better passive income that we're looking for too. So I'm just glad to have you a part of the journey here as well. My fourth question for you is, what suggestions do you have for people who are trying to get started with dropshipping?
So my first suggestion is to definitely, regardless of anything that you do, you need to have that belief in yourself that you can make this happen. If you don't believe in yourself, I mean, ultimately you won't make it happen. So I would say believe in yourself as much as humanly possible. It doesn't matter if somebody told you that you can't do it. It doesn't matter if your mom says you can't do it. You need to believe in yourself. And then ultimately just take the jump, just start. I mean, you won't know that something works until you try it. So that's like that's the main things that I would say.
I love that, bro. When you were first starting off, did you have a couple people around you, like family or friends, that were kind of doubting you when you were first trying to get into it?
Yeah, for sure. Especially like some of my close friends. I mean, for the most part, I was kind of like keeping to myself. I didn't really want to tell kind of everyone what I was doing. I feel like that kind of takes away some of the power that you have within yourself if you do like explain, what you're doing all the time. But ultimately, there was one time in specific I remember I was sitting on the porch with a couple friends of mine. I literally didn't tell them exactly what I was doing, but like I was scrolling on my phone. I came across a dropshipping product, and I was like, this is a dropshipping product. That's all that I said. And then the friend next to me, he was like, "Oh, drop shipping doesn't work." And I mean, immediately then I was like, "All right, I'm gonna show you." So hopefully he's seeing this right now. Like my boy is working, bro.
Hey, we already know it's working, and the sauce is only going to continue to keep getting stronger. But yeah, I've been in the same position, bro. Like I've always tried telling people when I first started, my mom didn't believe in me, my friends didn't believe in me. But when you start cutting off these people, I mean, not my mom, but when you start cutting off your friends and people around you that are not helping you motivate yourself even more, you'll start seeing A, you're proving people wrong, and B, you're doing everything that you said that you're going to do. So I definitely resonate a lot with what you're saying. But that inner motivation and that inner drive that you had is what kept you going. So just want to say proud of you for that.
Hey, appreciate that. Appreciate that for
Of
sure.
course, bro. Of course. My fifth question were, what are some of the things that you were struggling with when you first started off, and how did you create solutions for them?
So a couple of things that I was struggling with was mainly product research. And even when I did kind of find that product that I might have seen somebody else advertise, it was really just kind of advertising myself. That was one main problem that I struggled with. But ultimately, the way that I found the solutions to those was just learn exactly what's working in the market. You need to learn kind of everything, really everything that needs to go. One product might not work the same as another product, but ultimately you can take the strategies and kind of build a funnel around that. And really, the more, I mean, like I said, the more that you learn, the better that it will become. So that's like my main solution, was just to learn a little bit more of exactly what I was doing.
Oh yeah, man. I definitely agree with you. When I first started off, and everything that I was doing when I first started get going was understanding I failed probably 50 times, 60 times when I first started off. But the only reason why I truly had success is because I actually learned from my failures. And I think that's something that a lot of people who are watching can relate with, and probably something that you can relate with as well. Is you struggled, you failed when you first started off, you created solutions, you found answers, and then you just kept the sauce going. You kept the recipe going, and you kept doing exactly what was working for you and just doubling down. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. And if you fail one way, I mean, that's a learning lesson right then and there. I mean, I don't really believe in failure. I like to believe in lessons. So anything that happens that might not go my way, I mean, okay, how can I look at this and better myself from the situation?
So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what you're doing with your own e-commerce business. And are you still currently dropshipping today?
100%, bro.
How to
Yeah,
know, how to let the gang know, how to let everyone know. So let's go ahead and share your screen and see what we're working with.
yeah. So you guys can see last month, this was in July. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh so you guys know what's up.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right?
For real.
Let's go ahead and refresh it on them, man. What's going on here? Run us through a little bit of what's going on.
Cool. So last month, specifically July 10th, is when we first started testing this product out. And you guys can see, I mean, kind of right out the gate, I've been getting some sales right then and there. But my conversion rates weren't that low. So that's kind of something that we've been working on this month specifically. We had a lot of sessions, but ultimately, you guys can see that it was a lot of testing. And then kind of this month, we're chugging along here, about a little over 8,500 in sales. As you guys can see, the conversion rate is kind of getting up there. So that's really main one thing that I'm working towards, is getting that conversion rate over that 2.5%. we have a returning customer rate of above 4.3%. So that's pretty cool.
And I'm really glad that you shared this because I want this to be transparent to everybody in here that just because you have experience with drop shipping, just because you've been doing this for a long time, doesn't mean it's always going to be perfect out the gate. You showed in a really, really good example, $10,000 last month. Yes, you were profitable. Yes, you were driving great traffic, but you weren't hitting the right type of conversion rate. But you took the initiative to actually create solutions to start increasing it. So give me a rundown of kind of what you started doing or some of the tactics that you started taking in place to start increasing this conversion rate so that you could provide a solution to the areas you were struggling in.
Right. So one of the main things is I didn't have any guarantees on my store. I kind of just put a product page together and was just trying to run ads to that. One thing that I noticed have kind of like made a jump in sales is like adding guarantees for sure, and ultimately just cutting down the fat. Like you don't want any structure, or not any structure. You want structure. You don't want any friction between like the customer and the buying process. So just cutting down all the unnecessary stuff on my product page, cutting all the ad sets for sure that were not working, and then just doubling down on what was working, like you kind of said earlier. So that's kind of one thing that I would say has been helping me so far recently with that. And also, if you guys don't have, I mean, I'm kind of giving y'all a little sauce right there. If y'all don't have this volume and this kind of pricing app, this thing has been going stupid. Like literally people will order, you might have a $40 product, but people are going to run that up if you have that. So yeah, I like that.
I love that. I love that. That volume and discounted pricing, we're always looking for ways to increase our average order value. So I love it. Now, I do have one quick question. This is just off the dome, but with this returning customer rate of 4.35, that is actually above industry standards. So how are you driving traffic back to your store, even when you're just doing retargeting?
Probably mainly just like all the SMS bumps, Klaviyo that I have on my store, and ultimately just running more advertisements. Yeah, but ultimately, I mean, people just kind of come back to the store. This is more of a product that you buy as like a gift. Like it's not like a one-time purchase. So I feel like people really come back to the store, especially if they like enjoy shopping. Just the shopping experience that they have on my store versus my competition. And they'll come back and buy for friends and family.
So man, I definitely love that. Give me an understanding of like what type of product is this? Is this a seasonal product? Is this a product that kind of works all year long? And how are you taking advantage of selling towards this type of niche?
Okay, so this is actually this isn't a seasonal product. This is something that you can literally I can literally sell for all year long. And I mean, this is the same product that I was selling since I was joining the mentorship. So that can kind of give you understanding, guys, that this is literally something like you don't always have to find a seasonal product. Yeah, you can find a seasonal product that can get you some sales as well. But those all year round products are like they're still out there. You just got to dig for those gems.
And then what's the type of audience that you're selling to with this product?
And my audience is more of an elder generation. I mean, yeah, it's definitely, I would say they're like the baby boomers. And of course, those still people on Facebook. So yeah, just an older generation demographic.
I love that. So one piece of advice I want you to give is even though you're younger, even though you're only in your 20s, how are you selling towards an older demographic without knowing everything about this demographic?
So my main key is really understanding the specific target audience. No matter what product it is, you need to understand the target audience and who you're trying to target. So for me, what I like to do is really read through all the comments. Sometimes I even go to their specific Facebook profiles and just get an understanding of like, who is this person? Like, for example, like if I go to Betty's Facebook page, I'm going to look at all the other things that Betty's interested in and then kind of target based around that. And that's what's helped me understand like, how to target them more, how to really engage with this audience.
Man, that's some really good, insightful information. I hope some of you guys have wrote that down because you can sell towards any audience, any niche. You just have to know how to think like a customer to have a customer shop from you. So that is some really good, awesome advice that you gave. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you stop sharing your screen. I know you gave a lot of insightful information, and now I got a couple more questions for you. So my next question for you is let everybody in on a little bit of what you're currently doing to further yourself as an e-commerce entrepreneur.
Yeah, so of course you guys know that I'm here working with Supreme. So that's like one of the main things in terms of me, just being around that room, just that room of energy. I like to say this is like a collective consciousness. I mean, everyone here is on a very high level. So just for me personally, just being around the room, kind of soaking up as much knowledge, as much game as I can, and then replicating that with my own personal business. And yeah, just kind of moving forward from there.
Great answer, man. I love that. So you mentioned you're here at Supreme Ecom now. You're getting on calls, helping other people replicate the same success that you have. So for everybody watching, what is something that you would say is the feeling that you have now being able to start from a complete beginner, not having any experience at all, to running multiple different brands and e-commerce stores that are generating you passive income every day and teaching others the exact same thing? How does that feel doing that and helping people every single day?
Yeah, honestly, the feeling is like the only thing that comes to mind is surreal. I mean, from being a student, learning all the stuff that I need to learn, and now being on the other side of the screen, teaching people exactly kind of like, yeah, it's surreal at that point. Honestly, this is something I didn't even imagine for myself. Like, I was going to continue to find any which way that I can to increase my skill set. And thankfully for me, very grateful that I was able to be a part of Supreme Ecom and teach multiple hundreds of people all around the world. And that's a beautiful part as well. I get to connect with people from freaking wherever you guys are from, like Spain, Romania, like wherever you guys are from, Germany. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's an awesome experience. I remember when I first started getting on calls with people and I'm seeing people from all over the world, it just makes you feel so much more motivated and driven because you're like, wow, it's not just me on my grind. It's not just somebody in the United States on their grind. We have students from all over the world, which only motivates you continuously even more to continue to keep grinding like you're doing. So that's something that means a lot to me when I'm getting on calls. I know it's probably something that's driving you, and it's just a really good feeling to have, like you said. My next question I have for you is, what goal do you have for yourself with your e-commerce career in the next 5 years?
Okay, so in the next 5 years, well, I'll give you a short-term goal first too. So my birthday is actually coming up in September, so I'm looking to scale my brand to over $30,000 before then, even before the conference, if you guys see me there. But yeah, I'm currently working to be able to call myself a seven-figure entrepreneur and teach as many people as possible. Another thing that kind of not many people know about me is that I'm really big into mentality. I feel like, I know that everyone has the complete control, complete ability over their minds and their life in general. I was able to literally manifest this out of literally nothing from just a thought in my head. So to be able to wake people up and just get people to understand like you have the full control over your life is something I feel like I'm very called to do. And I thank God every day for that.
No, that's a really good answer. And I feel like it's going to feel into this next answer, but how has doing all of this benefited your life and changing the outcome of where you currently were just a year ago?
Well, honestly, just being determined, having that definite goal in mind, just allowed me to be in a room full of like-minded people. Like we said before, this is something that I couldn't have even imagined. So, things work in mysterious ways. So I would say that's one of the big keys that has helped benefit my life and just really change the trajectory of my life. I was going in one direction, literally going in one direction. I would not even been thought of being here to now. Now we're helping hundreds of people, thousands of people, and just increasing just everything.
Man, all right. I got one last question only for everybody watching. Make sure to go ahead and grab your pens and grab your papers right now. What piece of advice would you give to anybody who's currently struggling with dropshipping or their online business?
So the main piece of advice that I would say, if you're struggling, just continue to learn. If you're struggling, there's a solution to every problem. That's one thing that I've really understood, especially in this space here. There's many people with different journeys. Everyone has faced their own problems, from Facebook restrictions, maybe PayPal holes, just kind of anything of that nature. There's always a solution to that problem. So just do as much research as you can on that specific problem and just take the action behind that in order to see it on the other side for that.
Man, that's a good answer. And the reason why he's saying that is because he's a data-driven person, just like I'm a data-driven person. And with data, this whole entire business is based off of that. And with that, there's solutions literally to every single problem. I'm so happy you brought that up because that's something that I preach so much is there's always going to be an answer to something that you're struggling with. You just have to take the initiative to figure it out. So, Mike, I just want to say I appreciate you. I think everybody that's watching this is going to appreciate you. You gave a lot of great insights on mentality, what it's going to take to be successful, words of affirmation, and what it's going to take to start taking their online business to the next level. So, everybody watching, let's go ahead and give a round of applause to Mike. I appreciate you being in here, my boy, and I'll be seeing you soon.
I have a question for you, though.
Yes. What question do you have for me? No one's ever asked me a question before.
Okay. So this is just kind of like get into your mindset. So, obviously in the position that you're in, there's a lot of trials and tribulations. There might be challenges and setbacks, things of that nature. What's one thing that you say helps you to push forward past those challenges to see the other side? And not only that, but to understand that this is just something negative that could try to stop you from getting to where you want to be.
Man, that's a really good question. And I'm going to give you a fire answer here. So really, it's just the why, man. I know it sounds cheesy. People might be watching this thinking it's cheesy, but when you become obsessed with your dream, you become obsessed with your why, there's truly nothing that can ever hold you back. I've had a crane fall through my apartment complex and left me completely homeless. I've lost employees. I've had dropshipping businesses that have failed when I first started off. I've been robbed. I've had so many different things that have happened, but it's never cleared away from the vision that I've always set in place. And that vision was creating generational wealth. And it's not just with myself. It's the people who I surround myself with. That's why when I walk in this office every single day, I dap up every single one of you guys, say what's good, figure out what your goals are for the day and what we can do to achieve them. Because if I'm creating generational wealth with everybody around me, it's only going to help, progress it even further. Like, you are a product of your environment and you're no better than your team. So for me, I just want to be somebody that a lot of people can look up to, somebody that can say, hey, if he struggled before, if he was down bad before, and he was able to get out of this situation, I know that's something that's attainable for myself as well. So that is definitely, something that keeps me driven. And then even on days of it being bad, or maybe a business manager might go down, or my products aren't being delivered, or something is going wrong. Like you said, there's always solutions to these problems. And again, that's something that also motivates me. I've also never really seen a business where I can always create a solution no matter what. Like, I'm in total control of my success. So when I know that, and I've seen it happen time and time again, like, it just keeps motivating me more. When you sit here and say, and you write down in your book, I will have this on my store, I will have this goal created, or I will accomplish this by this date. And then you do it once, you start getting that little bit of motivation. You start doing it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and you keep doing every single thing that you're saying and hitting every single step along the way. You just start getting even more obsessed with your reality, because you start seeing the reality even more clear. So that's something that I would definitely say keeps me motivated every day.
100%. Yeah, that was fire for sure. Yeah, I definitely feel you. When you start writing it down and then it's literally unfolding in front of you, yeah, that's just more motivation to keep going.
I mean, writing it down, having it on the screensaver of your phone, having it as a pop-up when you first open up your laptop, having the people who you surround yourself with telling you your own goals to your face, like, and them holding you accountable. That's like something that I am so grateful for, and something that I've allowed myself to learn over the time is like, the only way you're going to be successful out the gate is if you double down on yourself. Like, nobody's going to want to see you succeed more than yourself. So when you're writing it down, you're seeing these goals getting checked off, you're just one step closer to your overall goal, and you're only one day away from success. So that's something that I always truly believe in.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
I appreciate you, bro. You're the first person who ever asked me a question. And I just want to say thank you for that. Like I said, everybody, this was one of my favorite interviews I probably have ever had. Mike Young is somebody that you guys can be learning a lot from. And I hope that you guys get the chance of doing it while being a part of the Supreme family. Mike, I'll be seeing you in a second, and I appreciate everything.
Peace, bro.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, he was giving out some real gems and some amazing value. I hope that you all love getting the opportunity to meet one of my consultants here at the Supreme team and seeing what he's currently doing with his own online business. We're here in office every day to make sure that you all know how to do the exact same thing. We want to teach you exactly how to have success while working with us, so that you can experience continued success even after working directly with us one-on-one. My one-on-one mentorship was built to change lives, and I look forward to working with you next. Now, before I head out, you know that I couldn't forget to mention the free one-on-one consulting call winner from last week's video, who's getting the opportunity of getting all their questions answered and streamlining their success with their e-commerce business. And the free consulting call winner from last week is Gianni Robel. Gianni, congratulations on winning. Reach out to me on my Instagram at AC_Hampton. Let me know that you won. We can hop on a one-on-one Zoom call, look over your ads, look over your products, and help you out in any way possible. And again, if you want the chance to win next week, all you have to do is smash that like button below and comment the word Supreme Ecom with your biggest takeaway from this video. If this video inspired you to start your e-commerce business or just to keep going, go ahead and also subscribe to our channel to show love. I'll see you all next week. This is AC with Supreme Ecom, and I'm out.
They gon' want a piece when you got it like that. Like Jake said, we gon' spend it, get it right back. Stack that internet money till the site crash.